Is it still bullish season, guys? That's what I feel like. Okay, I still feel like there are more pumps incoming, or am I being delusional? Well, the reason why we dumped, by the way, was due to this Jim Cramer tweet testing the rally today, right? He thought we were gonna go higher, right? There was gonna be a rally. Instead, yeah, we went in the opposite direction. Like, he's truly a legend, guys. Just literally watch for his tweet and do the opposite, and you're going to most likely be on the winning trade. Coinbase just tweeted out, McRib is back. Right? We talked about the McRib, guys, because every time the McRib returns, Bitcoin creates new all-time highs. Okay? And it goes on a parabolic run. And Coinbase tweeted this out as well, right? The actual Coinbase account. So why? This is so random, right? Tis the season, McDonald's replies. So, do you think, do they know what we know? Probably more pumps incoming. Here's another bullish tweet. The US House will vote tomorrow to finally end the US government's shutdown after 42 days. Once the government opens, we will have clear data which will remove the bearish uncertainty from the market. Right? So we got the McRib coming back. We got the government is about to reopen, and then we have the ETFs are about to launch for XRP in the coming days. Okay? So we're going to be answering the age-old question in today's video. Is the ETF going to be bullish for XRP's price action or bearish? Right? There are always two sides to the story, and let us try to investigate to see which side will occur. From Bank XRP, many are speculating that XRP ETFs could send the price skyrocketing. What's everyone's take on it? Right? So my take is, well, when you have money flowing into an asset, it pushes prices higher, right? Especially if people aren't selling. Why? Because people are probably going to hold due to this bullish catalyst. And this is a once in a thousands, okay, year event. Reason being is because usually news are, you buy the rumor and then you sell the news. But this is one of a kind, right? This will never happen again, by the way. Okay, so it's once in a 1,000-year event, guys, where you could buy the rumor and probably buy the news when it officially launches. Latest, 11 XRP ETF products now appear on the DTCC website. Analysts say the end of the US government shutdown could open ETF floodgates for XRP $5 next. Wow, so they timed it perfectly. The government reopens tomorrow, and the ETFs launch a day after, right? A bunch of probably it's all going to happen at the same exact time. Okay, so as we just know, as we just seen, Canary filed their XRP ETF, guys, which they're preparing to launch. Oh wow, tomorrow or Thursday. Okay, so it could happen tomorrow as well. So this is ballistic, guys. So we're going to be answering: is this going to be bullish or bearish? I think it's going to be bullish, right? I may throw in a long, to be honest. I may throw in a long, guys, here soon, just to front run this news. Safe to say, this is the first time Treasury Secretary has tweeted about ETFs, right? So they're all bullish on ETFs, guys. Even the Treasury Secretary tweeted this out. Today, U.S. Treasury and the IRS News issued new guidance giving crypto exchanges, crypto exchange traded products, ETPs, a clear path to stake digital assets and share staking rewards with their retail investors. This move increases investor benefits, boosts innovation, and keeps America the global leader in digital asset and blockchain technology, right? So they're bullish on these products, guys, launching for digital assets, okay, relating to cryptocurrencies. Now, before we watch all this stuff, let's get to the point: is this bullish or bearish? How would we figure this out? Well, we look to the past, which proves the future, because usually history rhymes if not repeats. On October 27, 2025, Canary Capital, which they're launching their XRP ETF tomorrow or the day after, on Thursday, to launch first US altcoin ETFs despite shutdown. And which coins were these? Well, it was products related to Litecoin and Hedera, right? HBAR. So these two cryptocurrencies had their own ETFs launched like a week or two ago. Okay, now what we do is we go to the price charts of these two coins, such as, let's first check HBAR. On October 27th, it got launched. HBAR went up 20%, 21% just from that news. The ETF's launching, right? When they launched, HBAR jumped 20%. That's diabolical, right? Again, history usually rhymes. Litecoin, we go to Litecoin now. Let's see. Litecoin pumped, where is it at? October 27th, Litecoin pumped about 8%. So we got what? 8 to 20%, right? Now let's go to XRP. 8 to 20% takes XRP where? 8% takes us to a new high to 260. 20% takes XRP to literally 290. That makes sense, right? And somewhere in the middle takes XRP to about 270. That truly makes sense, guys, right? Because it wants to go back up there, I think. So I think here soon I'm going to throw in XRP long. Hopefully it does come out as bullish, okay? And one more thing we gotta check is Bitcoin's price, right? Reason being is because Bitcoin was the first were the first ETFs to launch, guys. Okay, and it was for Bitcoin. So I remember this clearly. Even Bitcoin pumped on the news. You guys see this, right? I think the ETFs were launched like here, right? Even Bitcoin pumped like 8%, I believe. Look at that, right? So minimum, where XRP should pump 8%, which takes XRP to $2.60. If it has more demand, we're gonna jump 20%, like HBAR did, right? But in my opinion, XRP will have the most demand out of every other crypto. Why? Because if we look back to the leverage products that were launched with XRP, right, like months ago, it had the most volume. Okay, so I think XRP will probably jump, hopefully, let's say 15% minimum, right? Let's say, what if it jumps 30%? You never know, right? And what happened with Bitcoin is it popped, right? It came back down, right? So when we do have this jump moment, it's not a bad idea to take some profits, right? Because it came back down. That was for Bitcoin. But after it skyrocketed, right? This is very short term. Long term, it did that. If we go back to HBAR, did HBAR dump? Let's see. Oops. HBAR. Let's see if HBAR dumped. I'm guessing it did because the market didn't look too well, right? Look at that. HBAR dumped as well after the news was completed, guys, right? So people are going to buy the rumor and probably sell on the day. But after, it's going to be very volatile in the short term. But I think in the long term, it's going to be very like a very bullish catalyst for XRP in itself, because the floodgates are always going to be open, and if anybody wants to buy, they could buy. Bitcoin, on the other hand, after the ETFs were launched for Bitcoin, how high did it go? Let's see. Okay, Bitcoin went up 200% after the ETFs were fully launched. Okay, like a year later. Let's say 400% because that's XRP's multiplier. 400% for XRP takes XRP where? It takes XRP literally to like $10. Interesting. Maybe by next year. Huh? So we cracked the code on what's going to happen probably on launch tomorrow or the day after. We're probably going to pump. That's why I'm bullish. CEO at Canary Capital and XRP ETF. Let's see what he thinks.
Great job getting that one out on the ground. And absolutely crazy numbers. One of the best performing ETFs that we've seen so far, especially in digital assets. How do you think these XRP ETFs will perform against that?
Yeah, I actually think that XRP will probably double what Solana did in its first week. And
oh my lord, XRP will double. How much did Solana pump? Let's say 10%, right? It could have pumped more out. I'm not sure. I guess we could check it out, but I don't know when they launched. So yeah, guys, I think a crazy pump could be literally in the coming days. I'm not kidding.
Even today, as far as volume and as far as total AUM, if you just even look at the market caps of the two tokens, XRP is about 50% higher than Solana. Yeah. But the difference is, and we experienced this with HBAR last week or 2 weeks ago now, the HBAR ETF experienced $70 million in inflows just in the first 3 days. And it's because it's really well known among institutional circles
Exactly.
of enterprise.
And XRP is literally integrated with every institution, the governments, right? So the demand is probably going to be explosive, guys. I'm not kidding. We may jump like 30-20% in the coming days.
Investors.
Yep.
So even though it's not a big retail product and doesn't have a ton of volume, it's got the right kind of interest. And that's how XRP is. Solana is probably a little bit more of a retail token. XRP is much more of a financial services, enterprise, institutional token. And when you put that into an ETF, even though it's only 50% more market cap, it'll probably be 100% or 200% more inflows because of the institutional audience.
Oh my gosh, he's so bullish on XRP. Right, he mentioned other coins and how they're actually explosive when they launch their ETFs. But for XRP, it's literally institutional integrated, right? Which makes sense why we're dumping, because they're probably about to trick people, right? Because, oh, the ETFs are about to launch, people are selling. No. They're probably tricking people, and then we're going to rise due to the news coming in the coming day or two, right? So my game plan is I'm going to throw along here, and hopefully this USDT.diamond dumps back down. I think this thing is going to go up one more time, and hopefully that's the top end and we come back down, right? And this is where the XRP ETFs launch, which matches up beautifully. Here comes German Finance CVs talking XRP again. They're bullish.
Tale aus der Vergangenheit, die ich hier dranhänge, sondern ich schaue eigentlich mehr auf die gesamte wirtschaftliche Lage, das Formieren, das Bilden des Pakets, das letztlich dann dazu führt, dass solche positiven Nachrichten auch Wirkung zeigen. Ohne diese Hilfspakete, ohne die Liquidität in den Markt, wie die eingeschossen werden kann und wie Kram ja beschrieben, sind so tolle Nachrichten, können so toll sein, wie sie wollen. Die haben keinen Effekt. Ist leider so. Tale.
So he was talking about liquidity, I believe, guys, and demand coming in, right? That's XRP on the daily. I don't know. It feels like some bullish energy could be swirling upon us. The $1,200 COVID stimulus is now worth $42,000 if you bought XRP with it, right? Then we got this on the horizon, this event coming up too, guys. There's just so much bullish things, so that's why I'm bullish, okay? So in conclusion, I think the next couple days, XRP is going to take off due to the external catalyst that will probably ignite XRP to finally wake up. And I think we may honestly head to $3. It's a possibility, which is why I'm going to probably throw a small long. Let's see what happens. Now, nature vice. What is that, Sophie's Maces? See ya.